cordially invited to celebrate the birth of P.
I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all that meetings.
At 9:17 a.m. in Manhattan Federal Court, an unexpected outburst silenced the room. Sean Diddy Combs suddenly stood up, pointed straight at the courtroom camera, and shouted, "Will Smith is the one controlling everything. He forced me to throw parties, film sex tapes, and threatened to destroy me if I didn't obey." The courtroom froze. The jury looked stunned. The judge immediately called for a recess. Within 2 hours, investigators uncovered a sealed hard drive containing footage that corroborated Diddy's explosive claim. By 12:43 p.m., Will Smith was arrested at his private Calabasas Hills residence under an emergency warrant issued out of New York, and no longer the beloved star or global icon. Will Smith became the central figure in a sweeping investigation into coercion, threats, and a high-level sex tape scandal. At 12:41 p.m., a convoy of unmarked SUVs arrived outside his gated estate. 2 federal agents exited, silent and purposeful, presenting a search and arrest warrant signed just 40 minutes earlier. A stunned private driver and panicked assistant watched as it was let out of the side door at exactly 12:43 p.m., handcuffed, emotionless, and unresisting. The arrest was captured by chest-mounted body cameras, and officials stressed the need for full transparency. "This is not a star slipping up," said a DOJ insider. "This is a calculated, coordinated takedown." Within minutes, news outlets ran with the story. Will Smith arrested after Diddy's bombshell testimony. Social media exploded. Hashtags like #WillisExposed and #Hollywood Cover-Up began trending. Shock, outrage, and disbelief took over the internet. One post read, "This can't be the real Will Smith," while another countered, "Don't forget, people thought Bill Cosby was innocent too." Meanwhile, Jada Pinkett Smith, ambushed by reporters outside her home just 20 minutes after the news broke, uttered only, "I'm learning how to breathe." Their son, Jaden, tweeted cryptically, "Everything will eventually come to light. The sun can't stay hidden forever." The tweet was deleted in 12 minutes. But the damage was done. Inside the federal detention center, Will Smith was kept away from the general population for security reasons. According to insiders, he asked for his lawyer immediately and hasn't spoken since, except for one question. What the hell did Diddy say? But it was no longer a secret. Diddy's words were already in the court transcripts, in the arrest warrant, and across the internet. The Justice Department confirmed this was not a rush decision. The arrest warrant was a result of a quiet, 6-month federal investigation monitoring secret parties, financial transactions, and Hollywood's elite social circles. "We had the list long before," said one anonymous investigator. "Diddy was just the spark. The machine was already in motion." At 1:15 p.m., that motion became reality, breaking the circle of protection. A legal turning point on June 21st at exactly 10 a.m. In Courtroom 9B of the Southern District Federal Court in New York, a historic ruling sent shockwaves through the legal and entertainment worlds. Judge Marissa Geller, known for her unflinching decisions in high-profile cases, signed an order rejecting all media privilege claims presented by Will Smith's legal team. The decision forced Smith to surrender all hard drives, internal emails, and video archives stored on Westbrook servers, including unpublished and private files. For the first time, every digital trace could now be used as criminal evidence. Representatives from the Department of Justice and 3 members of the Special Investigation Committee were present. Their accompanying statement marked a seismic shift. No individual, regardless of fame or influence, may construct a wall against justice under the guise of media privilege. That single sentence symbolized the collapse of an era where Hollywood status often shielded wrongdoing behind media narratives and brand equity. That same afternoon, the FBI expanded its operations, coordinating with cybersecurity teams to execute an extended warrant at 2 post-production studios in Los Angeles. These facilities, believed to house original video files, included a highly secure basement lab protected by triple encryption and accessible to only 2 individuals. It was immediately sealed. Preliminary reports indicated the discovery of over 47 terabytes of unclassified data, including 312 videos, many of which were tagged with obscure digital codes rather than titles. According to a technician involved in the data transfer, one video's content left no room for doubt in its staged nature and coercive intent. Legal analysts agree this breakthrough not only paves the way for direct prosecution, but may also spark a wider unraveling of related criminal networks. Once seen as one of the most protected celebrities in America, Will Smith now faces potential charges, including incitement of illegal events, unauthorized surveillance, extortion, evidence tampering, and federal privacy violations. However, what truly ignited public uproar wasn't the allegations themselves, which had long circulated in whispers, but the speed with which the legal tide turned once Diddy's explosive courtroom testimony was validated by metadata and video evidence. In less than 72 hours, the narrative shifted from a PR crisis to a criminal investigation. One observer remarked, Will Smith wasn't brought down by scandal, but by data verification algorithms. Adding to the mounting pressure, 3 witnesses who had initially refused cooperation abruptly reversed their stance after viewing a restored video from the seized hard drives. Among them, a lighting designer who had worked at the private event submitted a 19-page affidavit, confirming that Will personally directed camera angles and explicitly ordered the capture of certain high-ranking political guests. He further revealed being paid $30,000 to stay silent under a strict non-disclosure agreement. This revelation sent Smith's legal team into disarray, forcing an overnight overhaul of their defense strategy. In a parallel move, the court issued orders to temporarily freeze assets linked to Westbrook and 2 of its subsidiaries, including $24 million worth of real estate in Hidden Hills, allegedly the hub of the illicit gatherings. Prosecutors stated the freeze was necessary to prevent tampering or destruction of potential evidence. A satellite map from 2020 revealed sophisticated security upgrades at the property, including electronic fencing and a tunnel linking the wine cellar to a private screening room, believed to be where the original hard drives were stored. This dramatic reversal in the legal system's handling of celebrity-linked cases has raised deeper questions. Why now? Why this case? Many believe the tipping point came after the Jeffrey Epstein fallout and the slow collapse of the NX Wooden cover-up. The public's patience has worn thin. Networks of fame can no longer act with impunity. Will Smith, once a model of virtue, now symbolizes a weaponization of status, used to manipulate, silence, and conceal. Yet, the law does not bend outrage. It moves through data, procedure, and proof. In this case, the evidence speaks louder than any denial. Digital trails, embedded metadata, and unalterable files have become the prosecution's strongest voice. As one FBI agent described it, these are not rumors. These are movable facts. The case is set to reach a dramatic inflection point within the next 48 hours during a confidential hearing, where prosecutors will unveil a comprehensive schematic of the alleged misconduct. At its core, Will Smith, radiating outward, connections to media, politics, and tech executives. Legal historians note this could be the most significant entertainment-linked investigation since Watergate, a reckoning that might permanently reshape the boundaries of power and accountability in America.